I really enjoyed the film, and also just what a pleasure it is to chat with you, such an icon for LGBTQ plus people. So,
Thank you.
first, I wanted to just ask you, the film is such a brilliant excoriation of privilege and class and the idea of food as rarefied rather than sustenance. And I wonder if you talk a little bit about
That was brilliant what you just said. I am feeling that. An excoriation of privilege and class and food not as sustenance. But I mean, that's just,
Well, thank you.
wow.
But I wonder if you would talk a little bit about how your character fits into all of that.
Well, Anne and her husband Richard think of themselves as the premier class, the A-list, the in crowd, the ones who are superior to everyone else because they can get into this restaurant. So that's the class dynamic that you're talking about. But the sorrow in their dynamic and the sadness in their relating is devastating. And so as you watch this film, you think these people are one way. You think, we know those people. We've seen that couple before. You begin to understand that this is a whole surface level, and what's underneath is what really is making this film sizzle.
There's a scene in the film where the men are sent running to kind of atone for their sexual transgressions or treatment of women, and then the women go in and have the next course. Would you talk a little bit about shooting that scene with this kind of sorority of incredible actors?
Oh God, it was glorious because of course they had sent the men out. And it wasn't that they had sent the men out, but it was the gathering of the women. And what happens in that dynamic is that we are given food that the men are not given.
Yeah.
We are informed of something by one of the chefs that we have privileged information. And there is a moment between Anya and myself that is a recognition and a truth-telling that happens within literally 2 lines, maybe 3 words. And there is what becomes, and I won't completely give it away, but a level of rapprochement that only can happen within the structure of that kind of scene. And it was so glorious to do, because not only was it, we were all really close, but not only was it funny, but it carried a kind of depth and understanding of who we were as women that you see in this movie that not everybody's talking about. So I'm very delighted that you brought that up.